The rules of friendship. Lily and Ethan had been best friends since they were 3. They lived next door to each other in a sunny town by the sea. They went to the same school, played baseball, watched movies, did homework together, and had snacks on the porch. Life was full of laughter, adventures, and friendship. One June afternoon, Lily's parents came to pick her up from school early. "We have some big news," said her mom. "We're moving to the city." Lily sat on the couch, wide-eyed. They would travel by plane, bus, and even boat. The city was far away, with new foods, new people, and a new language. She was excited, but also worried about leaving Ethan. "So, will I still be friends with Ethan?" Lily asked. "Of course. You just need to find new ways to stay friends," said her dad. That afternoon, Lily ran to tell Ethan everything. Ethan imagined his friend as a brave explorer discovering new lands, or a pirate conquering the city. But he was also a little sad. How could we keep their friendship with so many miles between them? The kids decided to make a plan. First, they listed all the things they loved to do together: baseball, homework, snacks, movies, everything. But many of these things seemed impossible now. Then Ethan remembered what their math teacher had said: "There's always more than one way to solve a problem." "Exactly," said Lily. "Sometimes the bus is slow, but the car is fast. We just need to find new ways to do all the things we love." So they made a list called The Rules of Friendship. It included: talk every day, have video calls to snack together, share stories about new friends, watch movies at the same time online, write down achievements and good news, never keep secrets. With their rules, Lily and Ethan discovered all kinds of fun ways to stay close. They played games online that took them to magical worlds, sent letters with stories and drawings, shared photos of their adventures, and even kept a diary together. When Lily came back to town for vacation, Ethan greeted her with a huge hug, eager to hear about the city. And when Ethan visited the city, Lily showed him all the exciting places she had discovered. Distance couldn't break their friendship. No matter where life took them, Lily and Ethan knew one thing for sure: best friends always find a way, and friendship is the greatest treasure of all.
The boy who was born with a creature on his head. Dario was born with a strange creature on his head. As soon as the doctor and his parents saw it, they were very scared because they had never seen a child born with such a creature. The creature was blue, hairy, with huge eyes. Nobody knew what it was or what it was for. During the first 5 years at home, everyone got used to the little creature. It even had its advantages because it made everyone laugh at lunch with its funny faces and rowdy laughter. Sometimes it was hard to tell which was Dario and which was the strange creature. The only problem was that, because it was heavy, it affected Dario's balance when he walked and made him spin around. Sometimes the creature would talk to him constantly, and Dario couldn't concentrate. The strange thing was that not everyone saw the creature on Dario's head, and some did not see it in the same way. Dario's grandmother, for example, only saw the creature's huge, sparkling eyes. The teacher noticed the mouth, full of chattering teeth. The classmates did not see the creature, but they knew it existed because their parents told them how important it was to treat Dario and his strange creature well. Dario could not learn addition and subtraction on some days because he was too distracted by the sunlight coming through the window. Nor could he go on the swings one afternoon because the creature was especially heavy that day. But the creature was very fond of letters and shapes. When it came to letters and shapes, Dario was the best in the class. One day, Marta came to class, and although it was very hot, she was wearing a hoodie. Something was moving under the hood. Marta was very embarrassed, but when she saw Dario, she took off the hood. Marta had a creature on top of her head. It was purple, furry, and had 3 eyes. Dario could not hold back his excitement at seeing Marta. At break time, everyone went to meet Marta's creature. It was not loud or talkative, but all creatures are different. Some of them can't even be seen above our heads.
The story of everything. One Sunday morning in winter, Luke and Sophia took their son David to buy a gift for their grandparents. The following Sunday would be Grandma Grace's 80th birthday. David thought nothing was like before, when his grandparents could run, climb, or play for a long time in the yard. Sometimes he would visit his grandparents' house and get bored because now they had to rest and didn't have the energy they used to. As they walked down the street, David saw a beautiful plane with blue stripes flying in the distance. David turned to his mother and, while holding her hand, asked excitedly, "Mom, Mom, why do planes fly?" His mother, who didn't quite know the answer, said, "When we get home, I'll tell you why planes fly." David wasn't very satisfied, but he decided to wait. A block away from the gift shop, there was a store selling exquisite donuts. Whenever they passed through that part of the city, David's parents would buy a box of donuts to share at home after lunch. While the clerk put the 12 donuts in the box, David pressed his nose against the glass and looked ecstatically at the colors, textures, and shapes of the different delights they sold. At that moment, David turned to his father and, grabbing his hand, asked, Dad, how do donuts become so round and delicious?" Since his father was in a hurry and didn't have an answer, he said, "When we get home, I'll answer that interesting question for you." David watched as his mother closed the box they had been given and decided to wait until they got home for the answer. The grandparents' house had a 1-meter-high white fence. It could be seen from the corner of the block, just like the beautiful apple tree at the entrance. David remembered many summer afternoons sitting with his grandfather under that tree, but now it had no leaves or fruit because it was winter. "Mom," David asked, "why do trees have no leaves in winter? And why does snow fall and ice slip? And why do rivers freeze?" Wait, David, there are too many questions. Let's wait until we get to Grandma and Grandpa's house. We're almost there." When they arrived at the house, David smelled cookies baking, heard his grandfather's radio playing music, and saw them sitting on the porch. At that moment, he remembered all the questions he had, all the questions from the journey. Now, Mom, I want to know all the answers to the questions I asked you." It was then that Sophia said, "Well, do you know who knows the story of everything?" Who, said David. "Your grandfather does. He knows the story of many things because he has lived many years, met many people, and studied a lot." David and his grandfather spent the afternoon talking about the history of things. When they said goodbye, David felt a mix of gratitude and excitement. It had been a good decision to be patient and wait for his grandfather's stories. Now, full of new answers and with his mind filled with questions for the next visit, he was excited for what the next encounter would bring. With a smile on his face, he said goodbye with a warm hug, knowing that these conversations with his grandfather would be an unforgettable treasure in his life.